Okay, I'm here. Yes. Now, I've had some difficulties going on with my camera at this moment. Hopefully, you can hear me though, because I do want to talk about this 12th principle of think and grow rich. Welcome again. Now, it is important to hear what I'm saying opposed to seeing me say what I say. So, listen to what I'm saying and use it. Okay? Thank you. Think and Grow Rich is a book that has been written years ago about how to become successful. It's designed to get us to think, to start thinking about what we want to do and plan what we want to do. If we don't think about it and plan it, we will not be going anywhere with our ideas, or we will probably take a longer time to reach our goals because we have been I guess, entertaining the word procrastination. Are you a procrastinator? I hope not. The 12th chapter of Think and Grow Rich is the brain. Yes, the 12th step towards riches is the brain. Every human brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station for the vibration of thought through the medium of the ether in a fashion similar to that employed by the radio broadcasting principle. Every human brain is capable of picking up vibrations of thought which are being released by other brains. Okay, now, that being said, is this. Yes, you can be on one accord with each other because some people are thinking on the same wavelength with the brain. The thought pattern can be the same. So when you find a group of people that are thinking the same way you're thinking, that can be considered the same brain wave. You are in agreement with each other. So you can create a team, right? So, but other than that, this wonderful chapter is talking about practical use of the mastermind group. I guess that's what I figured out. I figured that practical use of a mastermind group. Okay, so I have discovered what we believe to be the ideal conditions under which the mind can be stimulated to function in a practical way. The conditions to which I refer consist of a close working alliance between myself and two members of my staff. Though experimentation and practice, we have discovered how to stimulate our minds so that we can, by a process of blending our three minds into one, find the solution to a great variety of personal problems which are submitted by my clients. And this is Napoleon Hill speaking. Speaking of how to use the mastermind. Now, I'm covering the importance of using your brain along with something I'm reading from the workbook because it's important to have other examples or have examples so you can be able to use those examples in your life with your mastermind group, with your thoughts and your ideas and your special purpose in life. So the procedure is very simple. We sit down at a conference table, clearly state the nature of the problem that we have under consideration, then begin discussing it. Each contributes whatever thoughts that may occur. The strange thing about this method of mind stimulation is that it places each participant in communication with unknown sources of knowledge, definitely outside his own experience. So if you understand the principle described in the chapter on the mastermind, you of course recognize the roundtable procedure here described as being a practical application of a mastermind. Okay? This method of mind stimulation through harmonious discussion of definite subjects between three people illustrates the simplest and most practical use of the mastermind. Okay, so we understand that part. When you have, let's say you are working in your office and you have a group of people that are on your team. That group of people for that project is your mastermind group. You're all working and you're sharing the responsibility of pulling this project together. You sit down at your table and you all discuss what's going on, and each one knows what they need to say or what they need to do. We talk about what is each other's responsibility, and then you come together and you contemplate on what each person came up with. And one person feeds off the other, and one person get an idea from the other. So therefore, you are in one accord. You are stimulating each other's brain to create. That is what is meant by using your mastermind group and stimulating your brain to create. Okay, so if you so decide that you wanted to create a mastermind group, or you want to use your brain to stimulate an idea, to stimulate your group to start thinking about that particular subject or desire or idea, then you put that on the table. But if you're alone by yourself and you have not gotten your mastermind group, one or two people is fine. So if you haven't gotten your mastermind group, you want someone that is able to help you with that, right? So you want someone that can say, I have an idea. It's close to your idea. Or you ask around and you ask people. There's nothing wrong with asking people for advice or help. Just let them know up front. I don't want to be discouraged, and I want you to help me with something if you know how. I don't want to create a new idea. I like this one. I want to use this one. So if you have any input you can share with me that's positive, please do. And then after that, I may ask you a few questions about the cons of this idea. So there are pros and cons, but the cons does not have to be a bad thing. It can be a warning saying that if you don't put all of your energy into this and really focus on this, it may take a lot longer to succeed. So the con is that you need to put your energy into this and really focus on this and only this. Otherwise, you're scattering your energy. It'll take a longer time to succeed. And at one point, if you give up, it can create an attitude of failure, and you may end up giving up. You don't want that. So the person will always try to encourage you, especially your mastermind group that you have invited to share this idea with you and to build this business. Okay? So it's important to work on your idea diligently with love in your heart towards your ideas. Keep dreaming, keep writing, keep masterminding it, keep adding on to it. Always remember, you can change your plans. Just stick with that one decision you made, that one idea, because if you change your plans, it doesn't change your desire to conquer this one idea. You can do it. It's just a matter of knowing that you will get discouraged once in a while, knowing that you have to stick with it, knowing that procrastination is a word that ease upon you, and you having it, you may not even think about the fact that you have put off today for tomorrow, what you could have done today. So all of these things will creep in if you allow them to. And that's why it's important for you to not let anything creep in on your desire or your emotions. When you have a desire to do something, you are emotionally involved. You feel good about it, especially at the beginning of this desire, of this idea, and you want to work on it so it can manifest in your life, in your world. You want to persist. That's with anything, with your health. Health and prayer and meditation are the three main parts of my life that I think are the most important parts of my life. And I say that because in reality, a lot of people put all of those three things on the back burner because the Bible says pray, yes. Pray without ceasing, yes. The Bible says when you do your praying, go in the closet, pray secretly and sacredly. Don't let anybody know what you're praying about. So most people do not pray that way. They want everybody to hear them. And then secretly and sacredly, and going to your closet is going into your consciousness, going into a meditation, going within you to let this voice of God speak to you. Because see, it's hard to get this for most people. My kingdom is not of this world. It's just that simple. But we're praying like this world is God's world. Oh, God made everything and everything is good, but it all begins within. So if you're not connected with the inner spirit within and let it flow from within you, then it's the creation and not the creator. So the creation, you try to make it better. It's like the atomic bomb when it came out. That was a creation. It wasn't created for bad, but it turned out to be used for something dangerous and bad. But now the creation is being enhanced. They're adding more fuel to the fire. Okay, that's the creation, but the creation has no power over the creator. So, in other words, what I'm saying was created out in this world where we entertain our ideas and our relationships and making a lot of money, having a lot of fun. Those are the things of the world. And once they've been created, you give it power. People give the things outside power. For instance, the atomic bomb. That's a threatening bomb, isn't it? So if you're afraid that someone's going to shoot a bomb in your neighborhood or in your country, you're drawing forth it to you because you fear it. The thing I fear the most have come upon me. Whatever you fear, you are creating to come upon your life. So how do you get around that? You use your brain. How do you do that? You tell your brain, I know I can't of my own self do nothing. I know my kingdom, God's kingdom, is not of this world. So let me calm down, stop thinking, stop fearing, stop wondering what's going to happen next, and just turn within and let the Spirit take over my brain. Speak, God, I'm listening. Thy will be done in my life, not my will. I'm not thinking anymore. I'm not planning anything. I'm just going to contemplate on the glory of God, on the spiritual things that are within me. And then I'm going to ask for guidance, for wisdom, for understanding, and for knowledge. And with that comes everything as you turn within to listen and really make your connection. So the brain is powerful, but that mind that was in Christ Jesus, that spiritual mind, is the mind that will take over and do what it's supposed to be doing in your life, if you so choose to let it happen. Now, it's a lot more to it than that. It takes practice, but it's a definite practice. It's not just saying words, not verbal. It's just not. And that's what most people are doing. And that is what I meant when I said most people are praying in a way where they're probably are not really getting their answers. And so they're wondering why am I still in this situation? I know why my situations change every periodically, because sometimes I do something about it and sometimes I just don't meditate enough. And I change that. And I want you to change that. I want you to contemplate on the glory of God and then knowing that God is all good. God is perfect. God is a giver. And God has already given you because God is your father. God is the father of the universe. And so you use your brain, your mind to think and grow rich on a spiritual level. As I sit here and listen to the Spirit speak to me, I am growing rich because the Spirit has everything I have need of. All I need to do is turn within and listen. So take a few minutes to meditate with me. I want to meditate for about 5 minutes. Now, if yeah, let's do this. Meditate for about 5 minutes, and then we can I'll turn my mic off in a minute. But meditation is the most important part of anything that you do. So close your eyes. Repeat after me. I surrender. I surrender every material thing, every obstacle in my way. I just let it go. I have no desire for anything at this moment but to feel your presence, to hear your voice, to listen, just to listen. And I know the thoughts are going to come into my mind. I will not entertain them. My goal is to focus on thee and only thee. Let's do that. Turn within and just listen. Now, the thoughts are going to come. Don't entertain them. Please don't. We're going to do a 5-minute meditation. Okay, I'm going to time it. It is 6:31, so it goes to 6:36. And it's a listening meditation, okay? You're just listening. You're just listening. Meditation. Try your best to meditate daily. Every day, every awakening hour, at the top of the hour, pause for 5 to 15 minutes and just tune into the spirit and ask for God to speak to you for guidance. It is so important. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about health. I'm going to go back to meditation again, but I want to talk about health because that's one of the things people neglect. And I just can't imagine the reason why people really seriously take their health for granted. And the majority of the people do. And everybody that I speak to, just about everybody, trust their health to medical doctors. And I know there's a reason for medical doctors. They have a reason for being medical doctors. But when it comes to internal health, that's the last thing you want to do, is trust your internal health to anyone. And the only reason why you do is because you didn't do what was supposed to have been done for yourself. Most people do not think about eating healthy. They don't think about the food and what's in the food. They just eat for pleasure. Most people don't take vitamins or minerals or exercise or drink healthy water. They just go day to day doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. And the thing that everybody else is doing is getting them sick. It's causing different things to happen. And I'm not naming them, but most people know what I'm talking about. I will give you an example of what I discovered recently. I was looking online. I wanted a picture of a colon because I'm a colon therapist and I clean the colon. And I was looking for a picture. And I Googled the colon. The first thing that popped up was colon rectal cancer. What is colon rectal cancer? Well, you have a colon. It is your large intestine. And it has different parts. You have the sigmoid, where you have the transverse colon that goes up. You have the ascending colon that goes up, the transverse colon that goes across the top. Then you have the descending colon, you have the sigmoid colon. And these areas have been affected with certain illnesses, certain diseases. And what I've seen, what I have seen on this particular video or picture that I pulled up was a part of the colon that they focus on talking about, and it was the sigmoid colon. Sigmoid colon cancer is colorectal cancer. That's because the sigmoid is connected to the to the rectum. And that spot right there is the tail end where the waste should not get stuck, but it's being stuck and it stays there and it rots and it rots and it rots. And if there's parasites in the body, which it probably is, because there are a lot of parasites in the food, especially meats, that particular area is what they showed cancerous. And then they say this is the most popular colon cancer, the sigmoid colon. Their colorectal cancer is the most popular. And of course, they have pictures of it. I mean, it's not really graphic or anything, but just to get a general idea of what's going on with a lot of people. And when people see stuff like that, they just put it on the back burner. Don't think about it. But they mentioned that 50 and older need to be very careful because that's the age when most colorectal cancers occurs at that age. And then they went on to say, now they are seeing 40 and under developing cancer, colon cancer, and it's growing. So I say that to say this. Stop taking your body for granted. Stop thinking because you feel fine, you are fine. Most of the time, things have been going on for 10, 15, 20 years before they become known, especially cancer. Cancer could have been growing for 10, 20 years, and all of a sudden, it has grown to the point where it is dominating that area. So it's creating pain. Pain that the doctors check when the doctors check you, they see that there's some kind of cyst or tumor or something, and they do their little autopsy or biopsy rather, and they say, oh, it came back. And whatever came back in, you either rejoice or you don't. But what I'm saying is this: you've got to focus on your health. And everybody keeps saying, oh, I will, I'm going to do it. You know what? Years pass by and people don't do it all the time. All the time, years just go by. Oh, I'm going to do it. I know I need to get my colon clean. I know I need to exercise more. I know I need to eat more vegetables. I know. I've had so many people come into my office. They knew, but they came into my office after they found out that they had a disease of some sort. So I'm saying to you, don't take your health for granted. Just don't. And you say, I don't. Well, most people do. And I don't know what most people don't even understand how health is, what your health means and what it is to stay healthy. So therefore, you can believe you are doing it, and you're right, you are doing it, but you may not really understand how to what extent you must do it to. Daily, we must focus on eating healthy. Daily, we should exercise. Daily, we should focus on making sure we eliminate. We get rid of the waste in our colon. Otherwise, it's stuck. Because I have seen so many people come get colonics and so much stuff come out, but yet when they sat on the toilet, a lot more came out. And when they came back for the series, more came out and more. Even people that are dieting, just stuff is there. It just sits there. So be mindful. Also, when it comes to exercising, how many people really exercise? Oh, in my job, I walk a lot. Yes, you walk, you stop, you walk, you stop. Is your heart rate really going? Did your heart rate like really race a little bit? If the heart rate is not up, the walking and stopping is not really an exercise. It's something you do on the job, and you can drag your feet. You can walk slow, you can walk fast, and you can walk for 4 minutes, 1 minute, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. You need at least 20 to 30 minutes of continuous walking. I mean, really pushing it, aggressive walking to get that heart rate going, to get your energy flowing, the blood flowing. It's important to do that, okay? So just don't take it for granted because you walk a lot at work that you're exercising. You're not getting the exercise that you should be getting for your heart. And that's why you really exercise the heart and the lymphatic system. Because when you do exercise, the heart pumps the fluids and the lymphatic fluids around and make them healthier and great. So be mindful. Right. So what else? Drinking plenty of water. Do you drink a lot of water? Do you take herbs, vitamins, supplements? Those are a part of staying healthy. They play a great part of staying healthy. So vitamins, minerals, and healthy water are a great part of being healthy and staying healthy. And you want to stay healthy, and you want to be healthy because you have a mission here. God is giving you a mission. Have you conquered your mission? Most people are conquering other people's mission. Yeah, if you're working for someone else, it's okay. But find out what you're here for. You're here for a definite purpose. And only 5% of the population have discovered their definite purpose or have succeeded in their definite purpose. Because most people give up. They stop. They say, well, you know what? It's just taking too long. But if you would take the time out to sit down and ask for guidance and follow the principles I've given you from Think and Grow Rich, I don't think you would give up. I don't think it would take as long as it has been taking. It's just a matter of how persistent you are in achieving your goals. Do you really want to be successful and live your dream? I have a dream. What is your dream? Dream on, dream big, let it work. So, saying that, I wanted to continue on the health part because we all work together. The mind, the body, the physical body, the bones, the nerves, the organs, everything works together. And if you would take the time out to discover your body and how it does work and how you need to, how you should. I don't want to tell you what you need to do because, that's like, who are you to tell me what I need to do? No, I'm not telling you what you need to do. I'm going to make a suggestion. Write down every day what you eat, drink, and nibble on. What kind of snacks do you eat? What kind of food are you eating? Write down everything. Like for instance, if you woke up in the morning, you drank water, write it down. What time did you drink it? Write that down. For breakfast, write it down. What time did you eat your breakfast? What did you eat? Write down exactly what you ate. For a snack, write it down. Whatever it is, whatever you may drink between meals, write it down. For lunch, write everything down. Everything, anything and everything. Do that for yourself for 3 days. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks, and chewing gum, and mints, and candy, and whatever it is that you put in your mouth, you want to write it down. Okay? Candy, bubble gum, sodas, juice, water, popcorn, chicken, fish, turkey, french fries, whatever it is, write it down. And then after 3 days, I want you to take a look at it. As a matter of fact, try to figure out how many calories were in each, whatever you ate, or look it up. You'll be surprised. And find out how much sodium is in anything and everything you've eaten. Find out. Look it up. You'll be surprised. How much sugar and how much corn syrup is in the food you are consuming. You'll be surprised. Corn syrup is a major problem for people 50 and older. Corn syrup contributes to keeping your blood pressure high. Yeah. Corn syrup is just not a good food. Sodium, how much salt are you consuming? If you have high blood pressure, you don't need to consume hardly any salt. Very little. Oh, you say you're on medication and it's regulating your blood pressure. Well, medication has side effects, right? So if you're interfering by eating a lot of sodium and eating a lot of stuff that's filled with corn syrup, you're actually fighting against your medication. So what are the odds of your blood pressure not going up higher? It's high because you're eating stuff that contributes to high blood pressure. So be mindful. Let's talk about sugar diabetes. A long time ago, it was known that diabetes came from eating too much sugar. And it's been changed to not from sugar diabetes to diabetes, regardless of what it's called. The insulin has to break down the sugar that's in your diet. So that hasn't changed. It has to break down the sugar. And if it's too much sugar and not enough insulin being made or no insulin, then you develop sugar diabetes. So in reality, it is still contributed from eating too much sugar and dairy as well. Dairy do contribute to that particular issue. But you can control it. You don't have to be a diabetic. You don't have to have hypertension. You do not have to have any issues. You're getting older. It comes with old age. It really doesn't. It comes with negligence. Neglecting to eat properly while you were young. It doesn't matter what issue may occur with your body. It still goes back to you not taking responsibility as a young person and focus on eating healthy. So when you do get older, eating healthy and exercising and drinking properly, not drinking alcohol and taking drugs and all of that, because that do contribute to ill health. But your responsibility as an adult, as soon as you became an adult, was to take total responsibility for your health. And I know I hear it all the time. Well, my doctor said I can eat this, I can eat that, even though I have high blood pressure. I'm taking my medicine. I can eat, chips, and I can eat this. You know, I've heard that too. And sometimes people just do it, right? And the blood pressure just go way off track. And later on, they find out they had a mini stroke, and then they have a bigger stroke. Don't play with yourself. Do not play with yourself. The doctor says you can do this and do that because you're on medication, but the doctor doesn't know your tolerance. The doctor doesn't know your eating habits. So don't take it for granted because you're on medication. The medication is trying to make things better. And if you're contributing into making it worse, then it's a battle. But that's not a good thing, is it? You have control. So control what you're eating. Okay? If you need some advice or help, let's talk about meditation and prayer, scripture. Whatever book you read that has some motivating scriptures, or your religious book, whatever is positive that can get you to thinking, that you can take into your meditation and dwell on it and ask for guidance, for wisdom, for understanding about it. It's good. It really is. So let's take meditation. Meditation is a very, very, how would I say this? Meditation is it's a word that's been thrown out. It's just thrown in the air. Oh, I meditate. Oh yeah, I want to learn how to meditate. Oh yeah, I do. Every morning I meditate. Oh, how do you meditate? Well, I picture these things. I use affirmations. I keep my mind on one thing, and etc. You're meditating on that thing. So that's fine. But true meditation is meditating on listening. Meditation is actually is creating a listening ear from within. Meditation is basically sitting down, turning within with the listening ear, and say, "Speak, God, I'm listening." All the other things you can do before you meditate, it's fine, but you got to let it go. Because when you meditate, you're going into the spiritual kingdom, not a material kingdom. The spiritual kingdom would manifest as a material substance, something you have need of. But until you make that connection within yourself in the spiritual kingdom, then the spirit is not able to connect with you to make things happen. That's why so many prayers don't get answered. So you say your prayers are answered? Okay, great. I'm happy to hear that. So maybe you're doing the right thing. I don't know. Think about it. Are you going to God for material things when you meditate? Are you going to ask for guidance, for wisdom and understanding? And you can go to God and ask for understanding about a project or a subject or whatever, and then let it go and listen. And when you listen, the Spirit will reveal to you, as long as you don't go in there with pictures and stuff. Yeah, that's what meditation is about. It's about listening. So let's take a few more minutes to meditate. Meditate with me, please. Close your eyes. We'll begin with contemplative meditation. Contemplative meditation, whichever word is correct for you. It means to contemplate on the beauty of the Creator, the beautiful trees, the beautiful houses, the beautiful cars, the beautiful people, the finite things. These are things that are finite because they are created and then they're let go. But I have come that you might have life, and the life comes from within. So the contemplative meditation is to give thanks. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for my beautiful home. Thank you for my beautiful car. Thank you for my wonderful job that I enjoy so much. Thank you for my family, for the harmony in my family. I give thanks for love and peace. More importantly, I give thanks that I can sit here and commune with thee. Will you speak to me? Let me hear your voice. That thy will be done in my life as it is in heaven. Close your eyes. Don't entertain the thoughts. Just listen. I'm going to mute my mic. This is going to be a longer meditation, okay? I need to meditate for at least 15 minutes. So please meditate with me. I know I said 15 minutes. I think we got about maybe 3 more minutes left for the meditation. But because I felt the spirit within me and I heard the still small voice, I wanted to bring that to your attention. If you hear, you get an answer, you feel it, you don't have to sit any longer. Okay. I like to sit and hear the voice, and then I may stop my meditation and go back to just to get that same feeling or to get make another connection. So you don't have to sit as long as 15 minutes. Sometimes you need to sit longer. Sometimes you can get it in 5 minutes. But it's important to make sure you sit long enough. So give yourself long enough, enough time to be able to listen to the Spirit speak to you, to feel the presence upon you. And it's important. So I will continue, going in and out of meditation throughout the day, which is something that you can start practicing. Take the time to just be still and tune in and listen. Because meditation and prayer is really one. Meditation, believe it or not, is the way to meditation is the way to, okay, you tune into your inner spirit, connect with God, and God speaks, and that's prayer. When the word is uttered, that is prayer. Now, prayer simply does not mean I'm talking to God. Prayer is when the definition for prayer that people understand it to be is not the real definition from what I experience. The definition for prayer is when I hear the still small voice, when I hear God speak. That is the prayer. And it's like an answered prayer already. So to pray for things, I'm praying for things that are on a material level. But when I go within and the Spirit speaks to me, that is when I feel prayer has been done, because I can't of my own self do anything. I do not know what to pray for, because I'm not going to God to ask God for a house, a car, or a companion, or a new job. I will not ask God for material things. So therefore, I go to God to experience God. And when I experience God and God utters its voice, I know that was the prayer being answered without me asking. It may be difficult to understand it the way I understand it, but in reality, the Bible simply says, pray secretly, sacredly, and silently. And so you want to go within and listen to the Spirit speak to you by praying secretly, sacredly, and silently. And I think it is worded that way so you can understand that you don't need to say anything when you go into prayer. Because when you go in the silence, you're listening, the Spirit speaks, and that is the answered prayer. That is prayer. Now, how do you receive it? I don't know, but that's how it happens with me. I really believe that when I start talking and asking for things, I just failed the whole thing. There's no answers coming from that. Right? Now, if I have a project and I need some light on it, and I can take that project and say, God, I have this project. I just have one missing piece. Please reveal to me how to get that piece, what I should do. And the Spirit will guide me after I let it go. I don't go and say, okay, I think it's this, I think it's that. No, I don't know what it is. Reveal to me what it is. And since the Spirit knows what I have need of, I get the answer. As long as I stay there long enough in the stillness, expecting an answer, I will get the answer. And you will too. So practice that meditation. Practice understanding that it is not about material things. It's not about asking a God that already knows your needs. It's not about asking God, a spiritual God, for a material fulfillment. It's actually going into the silence to experience and demonstrate God in your inner self. To say, God, I can't of my own self do nothing. I don't even know what to pray for. I don't know how to heal. I don't know how to pray for abundance. I just know if I'm in your presence, there's fullness of life. See, knowing that and understanding that, then you will want to be in God's presence 24/7, wouldn't you? I love it when I go into meditation because I learn more and more, and I'm learning more and more. I'm studying to learn more, and the doors are opening. Now, it took a long time. It's still taking some time, but you have to practice that. Practice knowing that when I'm in your presence, there's fullness of life. And whenever you're in God's presence, things will manifest in your life harmoniously. So don't take it for granted. Find yourself meditating daily throughout the day. and tune the other things out, because my kingdom is not of this world. Whatever you see outside is not of my kingdom. My kingdom is spiritual. So turn within to that spiritual kingdom and connect with the Spirit of God within you. So thank you so much for listening. I hope the video was a little bit clear. It was kind of blurred for some reason. I don't know at the moment. I'm hooked up to the internet, and sometimes it can do that if you're not hooked up on StreamYard. But I do hope and pray that it came out. If not, just listen to it. It's a good, very good lesson on thinking to grow rich, meditating, and on your health. And until next time, peace and love, and to God be the glory. Stay healthy and wise. Peace.